So let us start with today's lesson of 5 kingdom classification. Now, what are the learning objectives of today's lesson? So we will be classifying the living world into 5 kingdom classification, and then we will discuss about their characteristics with diagrams as well as with examples. So let us see what is there in the first classification group. Now first we will be discussing about the kingdom monera. So what does this term monera means? Now we all know that most of the terms of this biology, they are being derived from the Greek word. So Greek word monos, which means single. So from that only this monera term has come. So what are these? These organisms generally, they are the oldest form of organisms. They are mostly unicellular and they are all prokaryotic in nature. So these are prokaryotes. So what does the term prokaryotic means? This term prokaryotic means that they are primitive. So they are primitive and the karyon means nucleus. That is, they are primitive and they don't have a well-defined nucleus. Is it clear? So the nucleus and the organelles, they are not at all well-defined. So they don't have a well-defined nucleus. The nuclear organelles and all, they are not well-defined. And their membrane-bound organelles such as mitochondria and chloroplasts are absent in this group of organisms like monera. Now they are mostly unicellular, we have told, but may be present in form of colonies or filaments of independent cells. So though they are told they are unicellular organisms, they can stay in group or they can form colonies of independent cells. Now some of them, what they do, they even have cell walls while the others may not have cell walls. That is like mycoplasma is a monera which doesn't have cell wall, but some of them may have cell wall. So this is one example. We have taken bacteria of monera and this one is nostoc. So this is a blue-green algae. What is this one? This one example is nostoc. So it is a blue-green algae and this one is bacteria. So we all know a bacterial cell, right? So this is bacteria and this is nostoc. So what is nostoc? It is a blue-green algae. So it is a blue-green algae. Now we'll continue with this monera only. There are a few more characteristics left. Now, in this kingdom monera, the nuclear material is not at all enclosed in the nuclear membrane. So it is not at all enclosed in the nuclear membrane. Rather, it is distributed throughout the cell. So we have told already that they are not membrane bound. So they are distributed in the cell. They are usually non-motile, but in some way the flagella and the gliding movements, are organized by the flagella. And cilia is totally absent in this monera group. So the examples are bacteria. I have shown you the diagram in the previous slide. Blue-green algae or cyanobacteria, that also I have shown the nostoc. I have shown in the previous slide, and this one is the mycoplasma. This one is the mycoplasma, that is, it is without cell wall. This is mycoplasma. This is also under kingdom monera and it is without the cell walls. So they do not have cell walls. Okay. So now we will move on to the next kingdom, that is kingdom protista. Now here we are with the group kingdom protista. So as the name suggests, we all know that it is also derived from the Greek word protista, which means coming first. So what are the characteristics of organisms in this group? They are belonging to the kingdom protista, that is, they are unicellular and eukaryotic organisms. The first point is they are unicellular and eukaryotic. So they are the first eukaryotes which have well organized nucleus with a nuclear membrane, and they are actually with certain nuclear organized nucleus with nuclear membrane and complex membranous organelles. Now they are unicellular or they are in colonial forms. So they stay in colonies without any distinct division of labor. And what is their mode of nutrition? They may be either autotrophic, that is, they may either produce their own food, that is Chlamydomonas, or they may be heterotrophic, that is amoeba, that is, they depend on the others for food. So they have either cilia or whip-like flagella or pseudopodia for moving around. So in the previous slide, if you remember, in monera, they were having flagella, but they didn't have any cilia. So here the organisms belonging to this protista group, they have flagella, they have cilia, as well as they can move around with the help of pseudopodia. So we have taken three examples, main examples of this protista group. The first one is amoeba. Second one, you can see this is euglena. Now euglena, here you can see, if you see the diagram, you can see it is the flagella or the flagellum. And here you can see last one, which is the paramecium, which is having full throughout the body, it is having cilia. You can see the small things, these are all cilia. So these cilia, they help them to move around. That is, for the moving around of this, they have cilia. This is having flagellum, and amoeba, they are having amoeboid movement, you know. Is it clear? Now let us move on to the next part. Now moving to the third type of classification, that is kingdom fungi. So what does this term fungus means? This term fungus means mushroom. Now what are the characteristics of these group of fungi? They are heterotrophic, they are eukaryotic organisms. They grow mostly in the dark and moist habitat. So when there is a dry and sunny thing, these fungi, they don't grow. They grow in the dark and moist habitat, and they use dead organic matters as food, and therefore they are saprophytes. So we have studied about autotrophs, we have studied about heterotrophs, and these are saprophytic, and they include heterotrophic eukaryotic organisms. So we have told that they are heterotrophic eukaryotic organisms. They are they're using the dead organic matters as food, and therefore they are saprophytes. Is it clear? Now many of them, they are having the capacity to become multicellular organism at different stages of their lives. Now except yeast, which is a unicellular fungus. So yeast is a unicellular fungus. Others, we can say that they are multicellular, and they have actually the capacity of becoming multicellular at different stages of their life. Now these fungi, they are actually having definite cell wall, and this cell wall is made up of sugar called chitin. Okay, the cell wall of fungi is made up of sugar chitin. Now without chlorophyll, as they don't have chlorophyll, they are heterotrophic. So in presence of chlorophyll, we can say only they are autotrophic. They are able to produce their own food. But when the chlorophyll is absent, we are saying that they are heterotrophic. Now mostly made of thread-like hyphae rather than cells. We will see in the next slide. I have taken the diagram of fungi where they are made of the thread-like structure called hyphae, and they have many nuclei distributed throughout the cytoplasm. Now fungi, they are usually non-motile. They don't move from one place to another, and how do they reproduce? They reproduce by the help of spore formation. But we can say that sexual reproduction may also take place in yeast and mushroom. Okay, so sexual reproduction is also taking place, though they can reproduce by means of spore formation also. So let us see the diagrams of this fungi. Now first example is the mushroom. We have seen that mushrooms are the main one important example of fungi. Then next comes the penicillium. So this is also a beneficial fungi. It is used as a medicine, penicillium. Now third one, this fungi, I have told you that there are hyphae. So these are hyphae with a large number of nuclei which are distributed throughout the cytoplasm. Okay, in higher class you will all study this. In 11th standard you will study this structure with its function in details in your classification, but in 9th standard it's not at all required. So you just remember that these fungi, they are having hyphae or thread-like structure hyphae rather than cells, and they have many nuclei distributed throughout the cytoplasm. So this is all enough for 9th standard. Now we will move on to the next category, that is the Now in the next category of this fungi only, we are having this lichen. So what are these lichens? Now some fungi, they live in mutual relationship with blue-green algae, that is cyanobacteria. So they live in mutual relationship with the blue-green algae, cyanobacteria, and this relationship is a symbiotic relationship. Now these symbiotic forms are called lichens, and they are usually found growing on the bark of trees. So this symbiotic forms are called lichens, and they are found growing on the bark of trees. You have seen this is a bark of tree, and lichens are growing as they are having a symbiotic mutual relationship with the blue-green algae or a cyanobacterium. Now let us move on to kingdom plantae. Now kingdom plantae, we all know that this kingdom, it includes all organisms which are truly multicellular eukaryotes with cell walls, and they are photosynthetic. Plantae means plants. They are multicellular, they are eukaryotes, and they will have cell walls. So, and they are all photosynthetic in nature. Now they are autotrophs, that is, they are producing food by themselves with the help of chlorophyll, sunlight, and carbon dioxide. Now all plants are included in this kingdom, and this kingdom Plantae in detail we will be studying in the next video itself with all its subparts, subdivisions and divisions. Just we are here with the 5 kingdom classification: kingdom Protista, Monera, Protista, Fungi, kingdom Plantae and Animalia. So this overview we will learn here. Next we will go to Plantae and Animalia in details. And here only in 9th standard you will study this kingdom Plantae and Animalia in details. In higher class in 11th standard you will be studying kingdom Monera, Protista and Fungi also in details. But in 9th it's not there for you. Now let us come back to kingdom Plantae. Now cell wall here, it's made up of true cellulose enclosing the cytoplasm with a large vacuole. Now non-motile, these plants are non-motile and without specific shape and size. Now this kingdom Plantae, the animal plants here are, they are non-motile, they are not moving from one place to another, and they are without any specific shape and size. Now here comes the last classification group, that is kingdom Animalia. Now these are multicellular eukaryotes and without cell wall. Cells are without cell wall. They are heterotrophs, they cannot produce their own food and they depend on others for their food. Now last we will sum up with the characteristics of all 5 groups. Now characteristics of all 5 kingdoms. Kingdom Monera was the first one. They are unicellular and prokaryotic. Kingdom Protista, the second one, unicellular, eukaryotic. Kingdom Fungi, multicellular, eukaryotic and saprophytic. Kingdom Plantae, multicellular, eukaryotic, autotrophic. Kingdom Animalia, multicellular, eukaryotic and heterotrophic. Just remember this. It's a quick revision or whatever we have done in just all the characters in the 5 kingdom system. So just remember this: unicellular, prokaryotic, unicellular, eukaryotic, multicellular, eukaryotic, saprophytic, that is for kingdom Fungi. For kingdom Plantae, multicellular, eukaryotic and autotrophic, and for kingdom Animalia, multicellular, eukaryotic and heterotrophic. So this is all. I'm ending this 5 kingdom classification here. In the next video I'll be coming with the kingdom Plantae in details with all its subdivisions and divisions. So please do subscribe to my channel as of now. Stay tuned, stay posted, like whatever I'm posting, 2 or 3 lessons or almost 4 lessons a week I'm posting. Stay tuned, stay updated and go through my lessons. Please don't forget to write your comment in the comment box. Thank you.